Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another Wednesday edition of Sports Nonsense and Whiskey. Hanging with my boy Pinky. Cheers, my good man. It is October 12th, Wednesday. And as far as we're concerned, it's the first night of the NHL season, baby. I don't care if anything happened before tonight. It is the beginning of the dynasty and the repeat. Go Avs, go, baby.
They had some good games last night, but yeah, the Avs should have been the opening game, in my opinion.
You know why they weren't, right?
Not really.
Because there was a Panic at the Disco concert at the Pepsi Ball Arena last night.
I'll leave it to Panic at the Disco.
Can't have the champs playing on an away game for their first game, so you got to schedule around the cronky concert schedule.
And that was scheduled probably before we won the cup. So
exactly.
Like I just noticed Ed Sheeran tickets go on sale tomorrow, or pre-sale tomorrow. They actually go on sale Friday. The concert's not until August of next year.
Blink 182 tickets went on sale today.
Nah.
No, not nah.
Yeah.
Blink all time. Blink all time.
I saw him with Green Day. I wasn't a fan.
Oh, man, I saw him 4 years in a row. Those boys put on a show.
Yeah, after Green Day opened and then Blink 182, and it should have been reverse.
No way.
Yeah,
definitely not.
Absolutely.
No way.
Yeah, we left disappointed.
Boo this man, people. Boo this man.
Bring it on.
Start booing.
Yeah, not all the small things. Great song. That's about it.
Oh man, and that's not even like it. That might not even be top.
That's like their only song in my head.
Oh God, no, man. Dude Ranch whole album is absurd. Then you got
Green Day and Weezer.
Take off my pants and jacket, like solid, man.
Green Day and Weezer are my guys instead of Blink 182.
No sir, no thank you.
Although,
I do like some Green Day, but as far as I'm concerned, they started going downhill after Dookie.
No, man, American Idiot's one of the best albums ever.
Nah, let's not get carried away.
That's a fantastic album. They even made a musical
one of the best
out of
ever is a little bit.
It's up there, man.
Nah,
it's up there, and they've continued to put out good stuff after that. So
they're okay. They're all right. They're not bad. They're not
just a hater. It's all right. It's fine.
I like Green Day. I'm all for some Green Day. Time of your life, sure. Give me some. All good.
Also, the best frontman I've seen. One of the best. He's at least in the top 5 of best frontmen I've seen live, without a doubt.
Ew.
Without a doubt.
No, I don't think I could agree with that.
Without a doubt, and I've seen over 100 concerts, so I've
not bad. They put on a decent show. Pretty sure I was at that same Green Day and Blink concert that you were. But no, I don't know if I'd say one of the best of all time.
Yep, definitely in there.
Billy's okay. Not top. No.
Top 5 of the bands that I've seen.
Interesting.
But I've seen a lot of them. And I've seen an eclectic group of them.
I know. That's why I'm really amazed you're putting him in the top 5.
Absolutely, without hesitation. Steven Tyler is as well, because, again, I've seen Aerosmith multiple times. I know Steven Tyler's up there. I'd have to really dig in and figure out who are my other, 3 guys that I think they, put out that energy to make their music even better.
I can't off the top of my head. I can't give a whole lot of a list right now, but
I would love to say Ozzy Osbourne, but I saw him in 2000 when he was decrepit, and he's still out touring.
Yeah, Ozzy hasn't been anything since the 80s. As far as being a front man, that's worth watching. But yeah. Yep.
Since we talked last week, I did get to go see my first Avs game.
You did?
It was a preseason game. It was awesome. It was awesome.
You need to stand up and let the people see what you're wearing tonight. You need to give us a little spin. The old Nordiques jersey. I mean,
it's number 8.
Anyone out there? Anyone?
Everybody knows Cale Makar.
Cale Makar, little. Oh, that's
Hail Cale.
Sweet, Pinky.
He
Sweet.
might. I know one of the guys I heard talking hockey mention that Cale Makar is he didn't just say best defenseman. He said he's the best hockey player in the league.
Yep, that has become the bandwagon here since that Stanley Cup run. I mean, the 3 trophies he has never been done at his age. He went up against McDavid and Drysdale and held them in check for the most part. He's what is he, 23?
Yeah.
So Nathan McKinnon just got signed to a nice deal, biggest one in hockey.
Until McDavid, but
for now he is the biggest.
He won't hold that long, but yeah. Well deserved.
There's a lot of people who say that Makar is the best player in hockey, but he's not the best player on his team, which tells you how talented McKinnon really is. Avs lose McKinnon, they don't repeat. They're not winning another cup. They don't win that cup. So those two are top 5 in the NHL. And you could make an argument for either one, who you would say is the best player in hockey.
And he didn't even score, and McKinnon didn't even score the most goals on the team last year.
Nope. But there's a lot of people who say he is the most talented, which is crazy because, Makar's there. So it's going to be a fun season. I am very excited. Very excited.
Waiting for the game today.
Yeah, I got it on right next to me here. So if I am looking away from the camera, it's only because I'm watching the game while we're speaking. Hard to not watch opening night. We got Nuggets coming up here soon too. So they're all healthy. Could be a really good sports season for Denver, minus the Broncos. We're done with the Broncos already, so we're moving on. We're already the Broncos were just here to get us to NHL and NBA. That's all they're good for anymore.
Used to be the other way around. The Rockies would just help us get to football season.
Yeah.
Now the Nuggets and the Avs help us forget football season. So
yeah, there was so much hype about the Broncos that fall has been so far. There's people starting to lump them in with the Rockies. That's how disappointing they've been here in Denver. It's sad.
And I understand the disappointment. I did go to the Broncos game Thursday last week as well. Which I had my daughter and my son with me. My son's a Browns fan. He was rooting hard for the Broncos. Really warmed my heart. Like he was rooting hard.
Wait, was he really?
He really was. There was some douchebag Colts fans right in front of us.
Oh, so he picked a side real quick and was ready to ride.
They were bad. So he amped it up, man. And he had just had me yeah, that's my boy. So I love that kid for doing that. Yeah. Again, there's so much blame to go around. It's not all in one area. I'm not as I've just gotten to the point. I'm like, okay, I can no longer care because I can't let my blood pressure or anxiety get that high. But I'm not doom and gloom because at least a lot of the things that are going wrong besides the injuries are fixable. Some of these things are fixable.
They are. I mean, you're right. It's just I don't see them fixing it. That's kind of the.
We can only
Bob the Builder ain't coming through that door. Fix It Felix is not available at this moment, so it's not looking good. Not looking good. And then the injuries keep piling up. So what's crazy is it is so bad, and there was so much hype for this team that it's not even just a local story. This is national media, weekly discussion.
Oh.
Hackett being fired, Russ overpaid.
I normally watch stuff on YouTube and everything. I'm not even on it. I'm not even watching any national stuff because I'm just I can't do it. It just puts too much negativity out there. Just gotta
all day long. I flip between ESPN and Fox Sports, and there's nothing good to be said about the Broncos.
Which is true. They haven't earned anything good being said about them. So, but there's still 12 games left, and they're gonna have to work harder.
Yeah, I don't think harder's. I think smarter would be a better option.
That would probably be a good phrase as well.
I think they should work smarter first.
And again, last week, end of the day, man, I saw 2 guys drop touchdowns. either guy catches the ball, man. We're still not having a great conversation, but it's not as bad in that case.
Yeah.
So,
You could have called non-shotguns first week of the season 2 other times, and you might have had a touchdown. And a lot of things could have been done differently. Maybe, trust your $250 million quarterback instead of a 68-yard field goal. And, just
well, and that shouldn't have gotten to that to begin with. And then, of course, with the Raiders game at 25-23, but you can't stop just Josh Jacobs.
Very, very many poorly done things. Now, getting away from the doom and gloom on a positive note, my Huskers are going to manage to continue their sellout streak for another year. So that's wonderful. Some booster decided to spend $21,000 and pick up the remaining tickets for the last 3 home games and give those away to some people that have never been, and butts will be in the seats, and the sellout streak continues, and I might just get to go to that 300. 400. It'll be 400. I was at the 300.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hey, they're going to turn it around, man. They're going to turn it around.
I don't think they will.
My son was born at the perfect time. He's the good luck charm. Things are making moves. It's going to happen. Just watch. But the sellout streak continues. And anybody mad about it, anybody says it's not a real streak, is only talking because their team can't do it. So, cheers.
I mean, it's amazing that people want to still keep watching that. I mean,
some pride, baby. True fans.
I mean, I know in Nebraska, Nebraska's only sports team is the Huskers. So, at least I guess that makes some sense.
Well, I mean, that's not true.
What else do they what other major sports team do they have there?
Girls volleyball is number 1 in the country.
No. Hold on.
Quite a few national titles. Creighton men's basketball is continuous in the NCAA
There is
tournament.
no other major sport that has to compete with Nebraska Cornhusker football. None. There's no NBA. There's no hockey. There's no baseball. There's no NFL. It's the only game in town. So, a little bit easier to do that sellout streak when you have that. But the fact that they keep doing it is pretty amazing because they haven't put a product out in a long time worth watching.
22 years. Wow, 21 years. 21 years.
I mean, every once in a while, you guys would be like 7-6 or something. Like every so often, you guys would actually do okay.
I mean, we were 7+ wins, 9+ wins until Callahan came in, and so the last 6 years have been real tough. 7 years have been real tough, but it's okay. It's okay. Solid streak's alive. That's what matters right now.
Talk about doom and gloom. Next topic.
Solid streak is alive and well, baby. That's what we care about right now. That's all we care about right now.
Next topic.
I don't really have a whole lot of nonsense right now. So, unless you do, we can jump into baseball.
I didn't really have a lot of nonsense. I've been off all week, been doing stuff around the house, taking kids to school. That's why I'm in the office instead of downstairs. Wife took the laptop to Vegas with her, so here I am. This is the worst headset ever because for some reason the microphone only goes one direction.
Perfect.
The cord's going across my body and I have to stay in one position. It's not good.
Can't you switch ears? Flip it around backwards?
Nope.
Oh, all right. Well, you can tough it out. I believe in you.
Yeah, we'll get it done.
You can tough it out, good sir.
We'll get it done. Let's see. Started Rings of Power.
I'm waiting until it's done. Are they all done now?
The last one will be Friday.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I'm waiting for that.
By the time I get to it, that one, I'm good. I'm on episode 3. There's 7 of them out already.
Okay.
So, 3 is when things start to happen. So yeah, that's probably the good spot. So hopefully it keeps up the momentum. Did watch a horror movie since it's horror month. I checked out the movie called X. I'm not much into horror films, but I saw this one, and it's kind of an homage to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I thought, oh, we'll give that a shot. It's got some things in there that it's fun. I thought it was a fun movie. So not really scary, but it was fun.
All right. Good.
That's about it for nonsense. What's up next?
Let's do baseball. Playoffs started. I'm not going to discuss the wild card rounds. It's come and gone. Don't really care about it. The Mets blew it. Jerry Seinfeld came out and said that they lost because they had that guy come in and play the trumpet music in the middle of the season, and they celebrated too early. Love me some Jerry Seinfeld. I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, they're the first 100-plus win team to get knocked out in the wild card round in like 50 years or something crazy like that. So that's a real bad look for the Mets. But other than that,
how did they? Who beat them in there? Was it the Braves that made them go to the wild card round?
So San Diego beat them. San Diego beat the Mets to go in the wild card round.
Why were the Mets in the wild card?
So they blew their lead. They had like a 99% chance at the beginning of September to like clinch their division. And then they just started losing a whole lot. And then the Braves swept them in their series at the end of the year to take the lead, which put the Mets in the wild card instead of the divisional round. So that was pretty bad. Philly beat St. Louis in the wild card. That kind of sucked. It would have been nice to see Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina get another shot at the playoffs. Tampa Bay lost to Cleveland. Not terribly unexpected. Both good teams, but that could have gone either way.
The wild card's only one game though, right?
3, best of 3.
Is it best of 3?
Yeah. And then you got Seattle, kind of a surprise. Seattle stayed on their hot streak, and they beat the Toronto Blue Jays in the wild card. So that leaves us with the divisional round. We've got Cleveland and New York. New York's up 1-0. We've got Seattle and Houston. Houston is up 1-0 off of a walk-off home run last night, I do believe.
Yeah, they came back to win that one.
Yeah, and Seattle had like a 99% chance of winning when Yadier or not Yadier. Alvarez. I'm drawing a blank on his first name now all of a sudden. I apologize. But when Alvarez came up to bat, they had like a 99% chance to win. There was already 2 outs, bottom of 9, all that good stuff. So that was brutal for Seattle, but that should be a good series. Philadelphia is up 1-0 on Atlanta. And people are already talking about how Atlanta's reeling, which is crazy.
Atlanta's up 3-0 tonight.
Atlanta's up 3-0 right now. I was just about to pull up the scores. Yeah. Well, who else is playing tonight or already played today?
Padres and Dodgers.
Did the Dodgers win?
It's 3-3.
3-3.
Bottom of the third.
Okay. And then LA leads San Diego 1-0. And I think one of the best quotes I've seen in a long time, somebody asked Freddie Freeman how they feel about playing San Diego with San Diego being so hot right now. He goes, they've been hot for a week. We've been hot all year.
Right.
So, yeah, don't see San Diego pulling that series out. So if I had to predict, I would say Atlanta comes back and wins. I would say LA wins. So you'd have another Atlanta and LA NLCS. And then I do think the Yankees pull it out, although it's going to be tight. And then I would like to see Seattle win, being the underdog, and see them get to the World Series. I think that'd be sweet. But I'm also kind of secretly pulling for Houston, because if they could win again, I would love to just rub that in all those baseball fanatic fans and how they cheated and they got their champion. And baseball's such a joke when it comes to that. Like, everybody else wasn't doing the same thing Houston was doing. Get over yourselves. So if Houston wins, I might be pulling for Houston.
I mean, as a guy who, I don't think I care that much about baseball, obviously. I think it'd be fun to see Padres Mariners. Like, that wouldn't make Major League Baseball any money, but at least 2 teams that have never won it would get a shot.
Now, I kind of like the idea of the Padres getting smoked by the Dodgers just because they spent a bunch of money and then still can't get it done. That would be a very San Diego thing.
The fact that they made it is amazing to me because they had that stretch where they were just awful.
Real bad.
Right after they got
bad.
Soto, like they were bad, and then Tatis got suspended, and the sky was falling. And
I think people forget Soto even plays for the Padres because he hasn't really done a whole lot since he got there. So been interesting. But yeah, right now I usually don't root for LA teams, but I kind of like some of the guys on LA, so I wouldn't mind seeing Kershaw get another one. I would love to see Seattle win. That'd be super cool. But man, if Houston won it all again, I would just in every baseball traditionalist face. Like that would just be.
You're such a troll, Caleb. You're such a troll.
I don't consider it trolling. I mean, when you're sitting there talking about this cheating and that and steroids and blah, 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 like baseball supported all of this. Like, don't act like they didn't know. Don't act like everybody else wasn't doing it. Like, come on, man. Let's be real about the situation. And if you can't do that, then I'm going to point it out and make sure you're aware of it.
You just want
and everybody will probably say Houston's cheating again if they win. So, haven't caught a lot of baseball since the playoffs started here and there. Last couple of weeks have been kind of crazy, which is weird. But yeah, we'll definitely be watching more as the weeks go along here. I'd be watching it right now if it wasn't, Avs opening night, and I'll be flipping back and forth between the baseball games and the Avs. But they got the opening ceremonies going on right now. I got to watch the introductions.
And I'm like, it says 7:30, and the game still hasn't started yet.
They just got done introducing all the players one by one coming out onto the ice.
Oh man!
Now they're lighting up the ice. Everybody's glow sticks are going. Looks like they might be bringing out the cup. What are they doing right now? They're doing something. They're introducing something. I don't know. Oh, the banner maybe? Oh! Sorry, I got to turn this up. Mark Hoppus from Blink-182 is walking onto the ice. Hey, we made them a thing again. Avs made Blink a thing again in the public eye. You hear me?
I will say, best part of the parade was being there, and then it started to rain a little bit, and then they played all the small things, and we all went nuts.
Oh yeah,
that was fun.
They got him a jersey with his own name on the back. Hoppus, love it. Love it. Oh, it's great. That is just fabulous. Oh, yeah, they're doing the video board now. It's probably going to be another 10-15 before the game kicks, Pinky.
Puck drop.
Oh, goodness. Great. It's great. So that's baseball. Hockey obviously started. NBA is kicking off here.
How much longer for NBA?
Give me a second. I got to just look at the calendar real quick here. I can't remember the exact day. I want to say 2 weeks. I think it's the 25th or the 26th. Maybe the 27th. It's like that last week in October that games start. So they're coming. They're playing all the small things right now with the video. And they just showed the Chicago Black Sox players, and half of them are smiling. That's how amazing this is. Say it ain't so. I will not go. Turn the lights on. Carry me home. So good. God, what a run they had.
Tuesday, October 19th.
Oh, it's a week before I thought it was. Okay. That's next Tuesday. Good. All right. Excellent. Nugs are all healthy, and it's looking nice. So let's hope they can go on a bit of a run.
I'm excited to see with Murray back and MPJ back, and let Aaron Gordon go back to that role player.
Bones Highland coming along in his second season. You got some depth on the bench again. It's going to be nice.
Yeah, we got DeAndre Jordan to help out.
Yep.
Like, it should be, we made the playoffs last year, and we made the second round without those guys. To now get them back, that's going to help.
Oh, man, I wish I was at this game.
Yeah, that'd have been a good one. I know those tickets were pricey, though.
Yeah, I'm not on that level. I'm not on that level yet in my life to be able to go buy those.
pricey.
Awesome. They're showing everybody and what they did with the cup. That's what they're doing right now, showing everybody's cup day. Somebody was drinking Slurpees out of it, apparently. Somebody was using it as part of their sauna.
There's actually a fun video on YouTube I found of some of the Avs, like younger guys that were in here for training camp and everything. And they all went down to the Manitou Incline. And you see them do the incline. And it's just, again, it's a bunch of young dudes with their shirts off, but they sit there and they just start talking about, like, I thought it was just going to be like a leisure hike up a mountain or something. They were like, this is intense.
Incline will kick your butt real hard.
I was like sitting there going, man, I had a hard time at the stadium on Thursday going to my seats at the Broncos game because we had like literally the like last row of seats, and that's 33 rows up. And by the time I got to like 10, I was like, am I there yet?
Yeah, don't if anybody ever comes to Colorado to visit, don't go do the Manitou Incline unless you're in somewhat of decent shape. I guarantee you, do not do it unless you are a regular in shape person. And if you're coming from out of town, don't do it at all, because that altitude is going to kick your butt, and there's a good chance you pass out halfway up. It is no joke. Manitou Incline is no joke.
And it's
there's
almost,
the cup.
It's almost as bad. It's almost as bad on the way back down as it is on the way up.
No, way back down's easy. There's a side trail you can go on that kind of winds, and so you don't have to come back down the incline if you don't want to. I think it's Bar Trail. You can go up that too if you wanted to, but that kind of defeats the purpose of being at the incline. So yeah, you don't have to. A lot of people don't come back down the incline. They take the Bar Trail back down. Nice little hike down. There's the cup. Repeat starts tonight, baby. Let's go. Go Avs, go, baby. All right, let's do this.
Plus 400 on DraftKings.
Like those odds. So, little basketball. Going back to, we're going to be flopping, especially with the game on here. I'm going to be talking all about it. If we had a studio, we'd have big old TVs and this would be on in the background. So,
right,
deal with it, people. This is what we do. Basketball, big story going on right now. And I don't know if you caught this or not, Pinky, but Draymond cold clocks Jordan Poole in practice. And not getting suspended, will be rejoining the team tomorrow. They'll fine him. That's going to stay in-house. Nobody's going to know what that really is. So the Warriors could be reeling a little bit. There's rumors that Draymond wants out. He wants to go play in LA. I've seen a couple trade scenarios that send Draymond to LA. The one I like the most is Draymond to LA, Westbrook in a first to Indy, and Miles Turner to Golden State. And I personally actually think that would make Golden State better.
No, isn't Draymond kind of their enforcer? Like without him, they'd kind of lose some of that physicality.
I wouldn't say he's their enforcer. He's one of their best defenders. So losing him on the defensive side might hurt a little bit. But Miles Turner is better offensively. He's a decent defender. Klay Thompson's going to have another year under his legs, rehabbing and getting healthy. So, that's awesome. Why am I drawing a blank on who that is? So they've got all the Avs players out there on the ice right now. Cup's out at center ice. One of the Avs that was on the team for the Stanley Cup is now a Blackhawk, and I am drawing a blank on his name, so I apologize.
Jack Johnson, I think.
Thank you. He came off the Chicago bench and joined all his former teammates on the Avs on the ice while they lift the banner. So that's pretty cool.
That's classy.
That's pretty cool. I like it. He's in the picture right now with his Blackhawks jersey on in front of the banner. Super cool.
He helped earn it,
yeah,
right?
He did. He absolutely did. Oh, that's really cool to see him out there with all his boys in the picture in front of the banner wearing his Blackhawks jersey. That is cool. That is super cool. Hockey, when it comes to hockey, man, they've got the best tradition in sports. The way they handle themselves, the camaraderie. The Stanley Cup is the best trophy in all of sports as far as I'm concerned. Hockey does it right with a lot of things. A lot of things. And with it now being on ESPN, I think the popularity will increase a little bit over the next couple of years.
It definitely helps when you can. It's hard to get viewers when you can't watch it. So,
yeah. When you're putting your games on USA Network, TNT is a little odd. It's a little bit newer. But the NBA does TNT. That's one of the best pre-game, post-game shows is NBA on TNT with Barkley and Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, and Shaq. It's continuously voted as one of the best sports pre-game, post-game shows there is. So TNT does some good things. Turner Sports isn't bad. But yeah, being on ESPN will definitely help their notoriety. So, all right, back to basketball. Sorry. So the Draymond thing's big. I think that definitely hangs over the heads of Golden State. And I'm very much debating now taking them out as one of the favorites to win. Just because you start getting that kind of turmoil within the team. I've heard talks that some of the Warriors aren't big Jordan Poole fans anymore because he's gotten a big head, knowing he's got a big payday coming his way. And he's gotten a little bit selfish with the ball, wanting to show off his own talents to make sure he gets paid. So there's a lot of rumors that are going to be coming out of Golden State this year. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle that, especially being in the West with the depth that's out there. 1 through 8 in the West is going to be crazy, especially with Zion coming back this year and looking fully healthy. And, the Pelicans barely got in last year as like a 10 seed. That's without Zion and some other guys. They could be fully healthy. They could go on a run. There's going to be a lot of interesting storylines. So you said next Tuesday NBA kicks off. This is good sports season, baby. Good sports season.
Yeah, we'll see how things kind of shape up in the NBA. Till you beat the champ, though, I think that's going to be a tough team.
I mean, they're going to be good. There's no doubt about it. And they had some guys out, Wiseman and drawing a blank on the other guy's name, but Wiseman and the other guy were out. So the Warriors are going to get more depth and talent this season than they had last season. So it's going to be interesting.
Scary.
Well, Pinky, it's that time. Your time, my friend. Let's do it. What do we got? Because there's been some shice going down in football.
All right. So I think, I was kind of sad about what happened Sunday and Monday.
Wait. When you say that, are you talking about the giant elephant in the room that is within the NFL right now, or are you just talking about games in general?
No. I'm talking about the elephant in the room, the Perfect. Big talking point that all the media outlets are talking about. We've got to mention it. From what I watched this weekend, I do not know what roughing the passer is.
Throw some flags on him and get rid of the pads at this point.
I don't think it I don't know if it didn't really affect the outcome of either game.
Yeah, it did.
I don't. Well, the Atlanta game maybe.
They were rolling. They were rolling at that point.
It didn't really affect the Raiders-Chiefs game.
It didn't because the Chiefs are the ones that got the penalty called on them.
What I really hate about this outcome of the weekend is it's just it's something that takes away of what we should be talking about. We should be talking about the Raiders-Chiefs game was a great game. That was fun to watch.
It was.
Right? Raiders up 17, Chiefs come back. And I felt it was so bad. I was watching it with Andy, our Chiefs fan. And if there was a Raiders fan in the room, I would have felt bad because as soon as the Chiefs kicked that field goal to end the second half or in the first half, I knew Chiefs are going to win this game.
Yeah,
I should have gone and thrown a bet down because I would have won good money on it because I was like, I just know that they're going to win the game now. And sure enough, they got the ball after halftime. They went down and scored, and then they got the ball again and they scored. It was just, the Raiders kind of lost what they were doing to make themselves successful in that first half. So,
yeah, but back to the roughing the passer stuff. I've thought it was a joke for a while. You can't land with your full body weight on somebody when you're tackling them. You can't throw them to the ground. Like, get over it. Like,
there are some that I've seen that I'm like, okay, I get it. When a guy like comes up face to face, bear hugs you, and then splat.
So every other person on the field is allowed to be tackled that way, but not the quarterback. Like,
I know.
It's a joke that they're making them play by separate rules.
At the end of the day, it's so that we don't watch Chase Daniel plays Case Keenum this weekend. That's why
I personally would rather see that if I get to see guys get lit up.
No.
Yes.
I want no part of that. The NFL knows the outcome of just watching good football is having quarterbacks that can play good football.
Then
and that's
make
the whole
it so
reason
you can't
we have
touch
that
the
rule.
Quarterback, because this roughing the passer stuff is a joke now. Chandler Jones
I don't disagree.
had the ball. Chris Jones had the ball in his hands. How is he supposed to stop himself from falling on Carr when he had strip sacked him? Like,
correct, because he had hit him from behind, strip sacked him, and then he was trying to grit the ball, like, which is what he's supposed to do. He did nothing wrong. Even Grady Jarrett's hit on Brady.
He barely threw him. Like, he gently slid him to the ground, basically.
So Grady Jarrett's play looks similar to the one that Tua got hit that knocked him out completely.
Tua's actual concussion was way worse than either one of those hits.
Well, Tua's concussion hit wasn't that bad.
Not the push down in his first concussion. The concussion that actually made him sit out now.
Where he got
literally thrown and flung
back. But
backwards.
he was grabbed.
Yeah,
and he's a smaller guy,
and tossed.
And he was just thrown.
Yes.
To me, that was excessive. What happened to Brady, that wasn't excessive. What happened to Carr was not excessive.
But even that, I don't think, even the Tua hit, I don't think was excessive. Because what are you supposed to do? Stop halfway through that and hope the guy falls down and not sack him? Like, that's a joke. You know what I mean? Like, you're asking these defenders to make a judgment call in the moment where, do I get the 15-yard penalty or should I let him go right now and hope he falls down? If he doesn't fall down, what happens? They could take off, run. They could go score a touchdown. It's stupid.
Which is what happens when you play a Mahomes or you play a Lamar Jackson. Or if you do not put them on the ground, they get out. And I mean,
look,
John's
you
not wrong.
You already gave him a strike zone, which is bad enough in my opinion. I hate that quarterbacks have a strike zone that you're allowed to hit them in now. If they're going to have a strike zone, they shouldn't have you can't tackle him too hard zone as well. Like, that's stupid. Football is very quickly dying if they keep going down this road. It will die and it will become flag football.
It will never die, but they'll have to tweak it because it's not going to die. The ratings show it's not dying.
If you put it so that the quarterbacks can't be touched, which is the road they're on right now, it's going to lose a lot of what makes it great. That's just basically playing 7-on-7 then at that point. That does nothing for me. Nothing for me. I want to see guys get hit. That's part of the game. And if I'm not going to watch guys get hit or a quarterback get lit up because his backside didn't protect him, that loses a lot of the luster for me.
Yeah, I like hits too. I'm a defensive guy. I just know, like, at the end of the day, like, the worst football games to watch are the games with shitty quarterback play, period. And that's what you're going to get when our top quarterbacks get knocked out of games.
Or it just makes guys get better, man. I mean, everybody thought Geno Smith was going to be trash, including us, and he's looking real good this year.
There's just not many guys that can play quarterback, man. There's not.
There's more now than there ever has been.
Hopefully. But
not hopefully. I mean, that's a fact. There are more good quarterbacks in the NFL right now than there ever has been.
There's still quarterbacks that are hard to watch.
I'm not saying there's not, but there's more good. Dude, Cooper Rush is looking solid. Solid. Right? That's a backup. Geno Smith, I just mentioned, looking solid. He was supposed to be, he almost possibly lost his job to Drew Lock. And now he's playing lights out, basically. The quarterback level is better than it has ever been. Ever. You got Bailey Zappi coming in for Mac Jones and looking just as good as Mac Jones. You got Gardner Minshew sitting on the bench in Philly. He could be starting for at least 6 teams. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, if you keep going down this road, you're going to lose what makes the essence of the game the game.
Maybe.
I don't like it.
Maybe.
I don't like that the quarterbacks get protected as much as they do. I just don't.
I don't mind it as much. I understand it. And again, I'm also the guy that's like, hey, the quarterback's out there running, hit his ass. Because, like,
right.
Once he's running downfield, he's fair game.
Unless he's about to slide.
Too many times I see Mahomes, like, on the sideline, and I'm like, he's not sliding and he's not going out of bounds. And nothing. They never hit him. Never hit him.
Here we go. Here, puck drop. And we're gone. The season has begun, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking for a hockey team and you don't know anything about it, jump on the Avs bandwagon now. It's
Get on it.
A hell of a ride.
We've got really nice jerseys.
Sick jerseys.
They're really nice. Nice color scheme. The purple and blue looks really good together. I really like the old patches with the foot. It's kind of sad they got rid of that and they went to the C, the Colorado C. I like the foot. Put the foot back on there.
Don't hate the Bigfoot. The Bigfoot was always good.
And when the mascot was the Bigfoot, Bigfoot, that was cool too. Or the Abominable Snowman. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't even know what the mascot is anymore.
It's a dog.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's like the Saint Bernard.
Yeah, big Saint
rescue
Bernard
dog type. Yeah. I forgot about that. Yep. The Avalanche rescue dog. That makes sense. It's not bad.
So that was, that's the big topic of the weekend, which takes us away about the really cool, game. Like the Raiders-Chiefs game was probably the best game of the weekend. I gotta go remember what did we even have this last week?
I mean, we could run through them super quick, but there's some good games coming up this week that we can spend more time on, to be honest with you.
I mean, Bengals-Ravens was a fun game. That was Sunday Night Football.
That was a good game, actually. Lower scoring, but good game overall.
Chargers-Browns.
Lamar just keeps handing the Ravens a blank check because that dude is just spectacular.
Brandon Staley, I think, is a good coach, but, man, he better get his stuff together, man. He almost lost him that game.
He's aggressive, which is what I love. I love it. So I wouldn't want him to change anything personally because they could have easily punted and they could have gone down and scored.
When there's a minute and 30 and you're playing a running football team that doesn't have time to run the football, they're going to have to throw it on you. I'm going to take my chances with punting and putting them back deep.
I mean, I get that, but to me personally, I mean, Cleveland was running like 10 yards a run. Like they were running all over them. So it's not like Cleveland would have had a hard time going down the field, in my opinion.
With a minute and 30, I don't think they're going to try to run the ball on you that much.
I don't know. I didn't hate the call. He did get lucky. I thought the play call itself wasn't good.
The Browns.
I didn't hate going for it. I didn't like the play call that they used.
The Browns did not have urgency when they got the ball to get more yards. They kind of settled for, our guy can make a 58-yarder.
They did.
Again, the percentages aren't in your favor at 58 yards. They're just not. You don't have Justin Tucker.
They should have reached out to Hackett real quick and asked him how that idea works out.
Right? Have a little bit of urgency.
I will say, though, if Deshaun Watson can come back and play, 80% of what he used to be for the rest of the season, Cleveland could make a run. With that running game and that defense playing halfway decent.
That gives him a threat. Jacoby Brissett is just managing the game. He is definitely not a threat.
He's a top-tier backup, and he's a bottom-tier starter. But he's just
I like the way you said that.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
That's a great way to describe it.
So, they're lucky to have him for sure. And it's going to be very interesting to see what Deshaun is when he comes back, because he's going to be starting the first game he's available.
I was a little shocked by the Giants beating the Packers over the
Everybody was shocked.
Not super shocked because I don't think the Packers offense is where it wants to be yet.
They're still fine tuning and playing around with stuff.
But the Giants taking that one, that was good.
Dayball Coach of the Year, Mike McCarthy, honestly, is number 2 in my book right now.
But I don't know if Mike McCarthy is the Coach of the Year. I think Dan Quinn is.
Yeah, but you can't give it to the defensive coordinator, so you have to give it to
I think Mike McCarthy at the moment is just not making bad mistakes against bad football teams.
Let's be honest about it, though. Like, I think we lambasted him pretty bad last year.
Well deserved.
I think I'm not going to say it wasn't, but I think we also need to give him a lot more credit than he's getting right now, because he is the head coach and everything does run through him. So regardless of your coordinators doing their job properly, you still have to manage the team. You still set up the game plan with everybody. You still okay everything. You know what I mean? Your stamp's still on everything in that building.
I don't know.
And that man came out when Dak got hurt and said, "We're good. We are not worried. We know we can win with Cooper Rush," and they did it. So
I love did you hear Jerry Jones this week?
Oh yeah.
About Dak?
Yeah.
Loved it. Was literally like, well, he can't really grip a football yet. Jerry just say he'll be ready when he's ready. That's all you got to say.
Yeah, Jerry likes the controversy, man. He likes anything that keeps people talking about the boys. He knows it. And the marketing, there's a reason they're the most what's the word I'm looking for here? Valuable franchise in all of sports. There's a reason for it. So say what you want about Jerry as, a GM or a personnel scout, whatever you want to say, but as an owner, I mean, is there a better owner in all of sports?
He's up there, my man. He's definitely up there.
I mean, he bought that team for what? Something ridiculous. He bought him for like didn't he buy him for like 180 million or something stupid? And now they're worth like 8 billion. Like, I'll take that return on investment any day.
Just a joke. All right, Cowboys are 4-1, and I think they've got a good test this week against the Eagles. They're playing Eagles, or I should say Cowboys defense really took control of that game early. I don't think the Cowboys did a whole lot against the Rams overall.
The Rams
they got a forced fumble.
The Rams are bad. Right? I mean, like,
the Rams are definitely not good.
There's just no other way to say it anymore.
They're like right in that, like right on that line. They just, unfortunately, they can't block anybody on their offensive line, and they don't run the ball well. They have nobody to throw to besides Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee.
I would disagree with that. I think Stafford just doesn't throw to anybody else for whatever reason.
He's focused in on Kupp, and he doesn't get to his next read.
I mean, what's weird is the one game he did throw to Allen Robinson, the dude had like 7 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown.
And they won. They beat Atlanta.
Yeah, and they haven't done it since. Like, I don't Stafford's looking really bad right now. Really bad. And he's on the verge of removing himself from the Hall of Fame with this season. Like, that's how bad he's playing.
I don't know if it's at that level.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean. He's
it's just we're definitely not talking about it right now, that's for sure.
No way. But Dallas did what they were supposed to do, right? Backup quarterback, arguably the best defense in the league this year. They went in and they took care of business against
when
the Rams.
They needed to make a play, they made a play.
They did.
That's how it happened.
They're going up against arguably the second best defense in the league and arguably the best offense in the league this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's more of a statement game, a a must-win, if you will, game for the Eagles than it is the Cowboys.
So, before we jump completely into that, the Eagles played the Cardinals this last weekend, and Cardinals almost tied the game up at the end with a field goal, almost, which I was shocked. I was like,
Kyler Murray slid a yard before the first down, spiked it on third, fourth down comes up, and now all of a sudden they got to kick a field goal.
Well, Kyler Murray's always going to slide. He's not going to really go forward for the yard.
No, I think the thing that gets me the most is him coming out and saying, basically throwing his coaches under the bus. Like everybody in my helmet was saying, spike it, spike it, spike it. Like, dude, you should be able to look left or look right and see the giant 3 on the orange stick and know you didn't make the first down. Like, there should be a little bit of self-awareness, being willing to take responsibility for your actions. Like, just saying, like, I was a big Kyler Murray fan a couple years ago. I was, but over the last couple of years, that has very much diminished.
Look, let's just be honest. If he's not running, he's not going to be successful. He's just not. When teams keep him in the pocket,
I wouldn't go that far. Yes, he's not as good, but he's still, even when he doesn't run, he's still, middle of the road, 15, 16.
But when they have to worry about him taking off.
When he's running, he's arguably top 5. You know what I mean? That he is that much more dangerous. That's how different it becomes. So, yeah, I think a lot of it's on Kyler. Being willing to put yourself out there and do what you have to do to get the win is very much a leadership quality that it doesn't feel like Kyler possesses at this point.
I don't know if that's maturity or he just doesn't have it in him. I don't know.
Don't know. But they did have a chance. We did say the Cardinals were going to be a good team. They weren't going to have a good record. That's just kind of how we felt about it.
We did say their defense was not going to be good, and that's
not good. And the offense didn't quite have with DeAndre suspended and older wide receiver core with a younger wide receiver core mixed in. Like, there was just a lot of question marks. Your number one running back is notorious for injuries. They were even more thin than the Rams, and we said the Rams were an injury away from not making the playoffs. So, that's kind of where we had the Cardinals.
Rams O-line is in danger mode. That's how
they're worse than the Broncos, and that's saying something.
That is saying that O-line is bad.
Bad.
That O-line's almost as bad as the Colts O-line, which is also
how the hell did that happen?
Overnight.
How do you go from the best offensive line arguably in the league to one of the worst?
Their O-line is god awful, and I watched it play after play. Like, oh my god, why are they letting Matt Ryan get killed like this?
Just crazy.
Ryan has I feel bad for the guy. He has no time. And he's not a guy that moves around or he doesn't slide in the pocket. He doesn't go left or right. He just gets murdered.
Oh, that's quality, John. It's quality, my man. That's quality. Yeah, so that's kind of where they're at. What else you got from last week before we move along?
Probably the maybe one of the funnest games of the weekend too. Probably not many people watched this game. Seahawks Saints 39-32. No defense played in this game.
No, none. It does appear that we're going to be right about the Saints. They're going to be as bad as we thought. Seattle is going to be a lot better than we thought, and that's still not going to be great.
I don't know if Seahawks' record will still be better, but they're playing well.
Well, we had them at 0 wins, so it's definitely going to be better than what we had them at.
I still think they're going to be down.
Look,
on
I'll
the
be
wins,
honest.
But
I'll be honest. If I'm Seattle, and I thought if I even had an inkling that Geno Smith could be this good, I would have dumped Russ in a heartbeat too. And they got a nice ransom haul for Russ. And right now it's looking even better because the Broncos are playing like crap, which means that pick just keeps going up. So
yeah, but
more
again,
power to them.
I would probably. I mean, again, I think they're going to play in a lot of these games. Like they played a game like this against the Lions. They ended up winning the game against the Lions, but they could have easily lost.
But you got DK on a deal. You got your running back position probably solidified with Walker.
they need to be losing those games though.
Not
Then they get
necessarily. There's going to be 3 or 4 great quarterbacks in this next draft.
Two top 10 picks would go a long way.
Which they could have, even if they win a couple more. You finish at 4 or 5 wins, you could be top 10, and the Broncos aren't looking like they're going to get out of the top 10. So they're going to be right there. You get an offensive lineman and a quarterback. Damn, they could be dangerous. And then draft defense the rest of the way. Seattle could turn this around real quick with all those picks that we gave them.
I mean, they only got 2 more. They got our first and our second. That's it.
Didn't we give them 3 firsts?
No. We gave 2 firsts. 2 firsts, 2 seconds.
I thought it was 3 firsts and 2 seconds.
No, 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and then we gave them 3 players.
Okay, well, still, that's extra picks that you didn't have before, and you can move it.
If teams want to move.
I will say Taysom Hill did some Taysom Hill things. And if you play fantasy, you're really mad about that because he took a lot away from Kamara. And you're probably also upset that arguably what was going to be the rookie of the year in Chris Olave could be out of game. Concussion protocol.
He can still make up. Although Breece Hall's coming on now.
Breece Hall's coming on pretty strong right now. The Jets aren't looking too bad. But Olave is looking really good to start the season.
Olave is looking great. He was top 15 in fantasy.
Yep.
At wide receiver. So he's looking good. That was about it from last week. Although, Buccaneers won.
Buccaneers, I told you were overrated, and they're looking overrated.
They won.
That's fine. They can keep winning. They're not going to the Super Bowl. They're going to get knocked out first round of the playoffs if they even make it.
Well, I don't bet against the GOAT.
They'll make it because they're division. It's kind of impossible for them not to make the playoffs with their division, but they'll get smoked the first round, I bet. Their defense is overrated. I've been saying that from the beginning.
I think they're going to be a team that they definitely need to have the right matchup. If they
who would be the right matchup? All you have to do is rush the passer. Throw 5 guys at Brady and they're screwed.
Anybody other than Philly.
And you can run on them all day.
No,
wait. Dallas would be a terrible matchup for him. Philly would be a terrible matchup. Green Bay's already proven that they'd be a bad matchup for him because Green Bay's only going to get better.
Hold on. Tampa had literally no wide receivers in that game. None.
I don't care.
They were all gone. I care. If they lost 14-12 with nobody on the field. You put Godwin, Evans, and Gage and Julio out there, they beat the Packers that day. They had none of that.
My point. You're missing my point. My point is you can run on them all day. They can't stop the run, period. Their secondary is suspect. And if you can rush the passer, Brady can't do anything. The Packers were missing their top pass rusher and Gary. So they were thin too, and they were missing 2 out of their 5 wide receivers. So don't act like the Packers were at full strength.
I'm not betting against the Bucs. I'm not.
I will all day.
You do that. You do that and see how that works out.
They're as done as Brady's marriage. How about that?
That's cold, man. That's cold.
Hey, my man, you had a chance to pick family over football, and you chose football. So I don't think it's that cold.
Okay.
You played 20-plus years, and your wife says, I'd like you home now, or we're done. How about, you changed and finally pick your family? That's how I feel about that situation.
Okay. Sure.
I'm not wrong. You don't. It's not as cold anymore.
I can't fault you on that, but that was still cold. That's still cold. All right. So hold on. Bleacher Report's being dumb.
That's why you use the mothership, my man. That's why you use the mothership.
Yeah, I just don't like the mothership. I don't.
You are so against ESPN, and you've yet to give me a logical explanation for why.
I just don't
like
their
What did ESPN do to you?
I think it's because they got rid of all the old dudes that they were paying way too much money to, and I enjoyed those old guys.
Look, I'm with you, but at some point, you got to turn over the keys to somebody else.
But nobody they've turned the keys over to is any good, in my opinion.
Oh, I disagree. I like a lot of the new people.
I don't like any of them. I don't like Scott Van Pelt, who's like.
How do you not like SVP?
I don't like him. I don't
Oh
like
my God.
and it
Of
might be
all people to say you don't like, Scotty
it
is
might
not the man.
it might be the bald. I don't know. Like he's
Ah,
off-putting to me. Like I don't know. And I have a face for radio, so I understand. But yeah, he's not a guy that I enjoy looking at or listening to or
oh,
anything.
goodness.
Um, yeah, I just don't like him. I don't.
John, you can stop commenting now. It's enough of your lip, good sir. That's quite
Hey,
enough.
John tells me when I'm wrong, and he tells me when I'm right.
Dude, I think ESPN Get Up in the Morning is one of the best sports talk shows that have been out for a long time.
No,
Yeah.
I don't like Get
I
Up.
think Orlovsky actually is one of the best NFL film review analysts in the business right now. I love the way he breaks down film and explains things. I think Ryan Clark is great. I love me some Rex Ryan in the morning. Who doesn't love a little Rex Ryan? That dude is
This guy.
the whole Ryan family is fabulous when it comes to speaking. Maybe not coaching, but when it comes to speaking, they are fun to watch and listen to. I could do with a little less Stephen A. Smith. I think he's gotten more and more caricature as the years have gone on. But
I do not like Stephen A. I just don't. His aggressive explaining of his points has gotten old.
oh man, my wife, when she hears him, she goes, "There's the angry man again."
Oh,
Why
when
is
it
he
was
so angry? I'm not. I was like, he's actually not. He's actually
when,
very happy right now. She's like, well, he doesn't sound like it.
when it was him and Skip Bayless, and I'd have that on in the morning, the wife would hear it and she'd be like, "No, turn that off."
I did love him and Skip together. I did love that. That was classic, man.
All right, we're already on
Hit
week
me.
6, if you can remember, if you can believe
We
that.
are. We are on
All
week
right.
6, and the Broncos fans have already given up on the season, and rightfully so.
There's
Now, had the Raiders won, they would have only been a game out of first, and then there might have been some hope still. So thank you, Kansas City, for winning. I'll probably never say that again in my life. But thank you, Kansas City, for winning and just putting an end to all of our hope.
we
Go!
we had no way to either way that game went, we were going to feel good. If the Raiders win, hey, we're all still right there. If the Chiefs win, the Raiders lose, and they still suck. Like it was win-win for us.
I like that. It was a win-win for us. I like it.
And again, I wasn't worried about playoffs at this point. We've got to win some more games before we can even think about that again. But just seeing that. Who scored? Did it say? ESPN hasn't updated yet.
Give me a second.
I got the NBA.
It looks like they're going to give it to McKinnon. 5-hole the goalie.
NHL Gamecast is not
they just
working.
showed it. Nope, they're giving it a tip. McKinnon will get the assist. Somebody knocked it down. I can't see who now.
ESPN says it's goal scored by McKinnon, assisted by Devin Toes.
Okay, so they are giving it to McKinnon. No, Andrew Cogliano. Cogliano tipped it. They're giving the assist now to McKinnon and Taves.
Okay.
That's where we're at. That's
1-0. 81.
Just anybody watching us, be prepared because this is probably going to be a lot more of what our shows are like going forward. Because now that there's sports on to actually watch while we're speaking, I'll have NBA going, I'll have some NHL going. Maybe we'll just move it to Thursday night so we can do everything all at once and talk at the same time. Who knows?
There we go. Thursday night's game, Commanders Bears. Moving on. God, that's an awful Thursday night game.
Dude, people said we might have seen the worst football game we've ever seen last week with the Colts and the Broncos on Thursday night. A couple teams are about to say, hold my beer, because this is about to get real ugly probably.
I'm pretty confident that both of these defenses suck enough. Someone's going to score a touchdown, though.
I will agree with that. Cheers, Pinky. And I will also maintain, and I know you're going to laugh at me and tell me I'm an idiot, but I've yet to see anything happen that tells me the Broncos shouldn't have drafted Fields. I'm still there.
Everything I've seen from Fields tells me they shouldn't have drafted Fields.
Nope. Nothing tells me it's him. Everything I see right now tells me it's the play calling and the coaching staff still.
He's so bad.
He makes some plays still. That run he had last week was nice. And he's had a couple good throws here. I'm not going to say he's insanely good by any means because he hasn't shown us anything like that. But he's playing as good as Russell Wilson right now, as far as I'm concerned.
Sure, which isn't good. So I
will finally cave into the fact that Surtain is really good. Like top 3 cornerback in the league already, really good. So I will cave there. I will take that. I will take it. Because I've been saying it, and you've been telling me I'm wrong. I still maintain that the quarterback is a more important position, and what the Broncos should have done was fired the coaching staff, drafted the quarterback, gotten an offensive coaching staff, and they would have been light years ahead of where they are right now. And they didn't do that. So my opinion of Patton has gone down drastically from where it was 2 years ago. So, and look, you and Zach can back me up here. I'm on record saying I didn't like the Russ trade. I was not a fan of it. I didn't think it was the right move. So, I said I hope I'm wrong. But unfortunately, I haven't been yet. So we'll see what happens.
Well, it can't get any worse.
Oh, Pinky, don't say that because it can. Don't. I was hoping nobody would say that.
I don't think it can get much worse. There's been
John,
a lot.
Speak up again. You're back in business, sir. Come on back out. Say whatever you want.
Don't listen to John. He's a hater. Bengals, Saints.
Bengals rolling. Move along.
I don't think the Bengals are rolling, though, to be honest.
I think they will against the Saints. The question is if they're going to get the run game going or not. That's what's been hurting them.
They can't run at all.
They should be able to. The question is why they can't.
No holes, man.
Mixon's, I know, but that's
like Mixon's
you revamp your offensive line the way you did. You should be able to run the ball. You should be able to run the ball.
There should be something that you're good at offensively, and they have none of that right now.
I will say, after last week, and this might sound a little crazy, might sound a little hot take-ish. I don't think it is, but I understand if you feel it is. Is Jamar Chase really the best wide receiver on that team?
Yes.
Are we sure?
I am, yeah.
How much better do you believe he is than T. Higgins?
It's closer than people think. I would agree with that.
Because I'm thinking at this point, it's a 1 and 1A.
It's very close. But
dang it. Tie game. Man, the way this season has gone, I think there's a legit argument to be made that T. Higgins is actually the best receiver on that team.
Time will
and
tell.
I'm not trying to say that as a hot take. I'm not trying to say that to diminish Jamar Chase by any means. I got Jamar Chase stock this year in fantasy.
Well, you got to remember,
but I think Higgins is
they can't block
underrated.
well enough to get Chase the ball downfield. So they get the ball to Higgins on a regular basis on shorter passes.
Well, I mean, that's kind of my point too. Is if you're only good as a deep threat, there's no way you can be the best wide receiver on your team. If you can't do everything, if you can't play every level of that route tree, then there's no way you can be considered the best wide receiver. You can be considered an amazing deep threat, you know what I mean? But if that's truly the case and that's the problem, then that kind of already tells me Higgins is the better wide receiver and he's not getting credit for it. But they definitely missed T. Higgins last week.
It's close. It's close. I don't think Chase is a runaway on that, but I still think he's 1A and Chase would be 1B.
It's a thought, though, right? I mean, it's a serious consideration.
I mean, I can't call you an idiot on that take. So there's that.
Hey, I'll take that. Shit, that doesn't happen very often when I throw out a take.
This is
Avs
probably
power play. Avs power play right after Chicago tied the game. So let's go get that back.
Bucks Steelers.
Watch the Steelers win this game.
I don't feel it. I don't feel that because
no, there's no way that should happen. I'm just saying, watch it happen.
So you do make a great point. Bucks can't stop you from running the ball. Steelers can't run the ball.
No, Steelers can't do anything. Their offensive line is definitely the worst in the league. And it's not even close. I know I joked about the Broncos and the Colts, but the Steelers are they're like a minor league offensive line, which is why the Colts and Broncos are the worst offensive lines in the league. Because you can't even rank the Steelers' offensive line in the league.
So you're saying it's Alabama at 32 and then the Steelers line.
Yeah. That's about right. Exactly. Yes!
Already?
Yes!
That was quick.
Rantanen just put it in. 2-1 again. All right, let's go Avs. Go Avs, go, baby.
Go Moose.
Let's go.
Let's see.
So, yeah, I mean, or Georgia or Clemson or Ohio State or at this point, Nebraska is probably better because they look that bad. Jesus.
This one's
Pray for them, people.
This is an interesting one. Patriots and Browns. I think the Browns should win, but they can't stop anybody from running the ball either. And that's what the Patriots do.
So here is why the Browns... I think the Browns will win, but I think it'll be close, and this is why. I think Stefanski is confused as a play caller. That man will go 10 plays in a row where you're like, yeah, that was really good. Oh, they're rolling. And then he'll call 2 plays that put him at 3rd and 15 all of a sudden. You're like, what the hell was that? What made you decide to run a double reverse right there? Or why did you just try to throw it 15 yards backwards and do a flea flicker?
So he's from the Shanahan tree, from his time, where he's come from, and he gets too cute sometimes. He's running all these plays to set up a play, and it's that play that he sets up that just doesn't work.
It's wild when you have. I mean, let's be honest. You have 2 of the top 15 running backs in the league. And Chubb is back to being number 1 in my opinion because he's healthy. And I always said the only reason I downgraded him is because of
best 2 running backs
in the league right now. His ability to be on the field.
Chubb and Barkley. Best 2 in the league right now. Chubb and Barkley.
Definitely. Barkley healthy, Chubb healthy, and you're seeing what they can do. Cheers. Chubb's my man. We all know how I feel about Chubb. And the only reason I downgraded him is because of his availability. And I said that many times over the last 8 months or so, right? But Chubb's healthy now, and he's rolling. And then you can bring in Hunt to spell him. That's a top 15 back who's playing backup. Amari Cooper is one of the best route runners in the league. There is no reason to not just always run play action. You have zero reason to get away. Your analysis is spot on, Pinky. He gets too cute. It's like he doesn't ever want to win ugly, for lack of a better way of putting it. He doesn't want to do the dirty, run it 100 times, throw it 50 times, and win. He's got to have that one play that gets on top 10.
And they could still throw in their 3rd-string running back, Ernest Johnson, and still move the ball.
Absolutely.
Just run
That's
the football,
probably the best offensive
I hate to
line
go
in the league
that
right
simple,
now.
But
the Browns are the best offensive line in the league.
Line up, Brown and Philly, when healthy, are up there. Eagles' O-line is pretty good when their guys
Philly's
are healthy.
right there. I'm not going to say they're not. But the Browns, the reason I'm giving it to the Browns is because they've been top up there for the last 3 or 4 years.
So if you line up and you're running the football, the Browns' O-line can run it down your throat. Their pass blocking's not as good, but they can line up and run it down your throat. So
I'll agree.
I don't know
Number
why
one
they
run offensive line, top 8 passing offensive line, somewhere in there.
Sure.
And Philly is pretty similar. So yeah, I'm with you.
You can argue either way, and I wouldn't even be like, "Oh, you're dumb." I could be like, "Okay, yeah, I could see that." Sure. I think Cleveland should win, but man, I tell you, Zappy's okay, and they're going to run the football. Well, since you liked him, that means he's probably going to get killed. So,
I mean, it's possible. I'm just saying, like, again, I'm not wrong. Just unfortunately, my curse affects guys who are talented. That's just the way it is. I don't know what to say about it. Okay, like if you have
all
talent, I see it, and then you're screwed. So sorry.
All right, let's go a little rapid fire through the next two. 49ers Falcons.
I think that might be a better game than people will think. I do. I actually think Arthur Smith is a solid coach, to be honest with you. They're just a little short on talent.
So two things that I think matters. 49ers lost Nick Bosa for a while, and they lost Emmanuel Mosley for the season, who was their top corner.
Yep.
Or at least one of the top 2 corners.
Agreed.
Charvarius Ward's played pretty well for them too.
For sure.
So, but 49ers should win that game. It's in Atlanta. Atlanta's been playing tough, though.
And they've been running the ball really well. Really well.
Which you can't really do on the 49ers.
Look, Marcus Mariota has been playing above average game manager.
Sure.
Given the talent around him.
Oh, this is a desperation game here. Jaguars, Colts.
Jags. And I actually think they win big. I'm talking like 10 plus.
10 plus.
I like what I'm seeing from the Jags this year.
The line is Colts +2. So.
Oh, what the hell?
So you take the Jags and the points. Go for it.
Jonathan Taylor's probably not even going to play.
He might play.
Outside chance is what I'm hearing right now, which to me means they're probably going to hold him out another week. Naheem Hines is in concussion protocol. Like you said, that offensive line is one of the worst in the leagues now. And Jacksonville can get after the quarterback.
Jacksonville can't get Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker have looked good. Matt Ryan got beat up against the Broncos. I know they won the game, but for that dude to finish that game as many times as he got hit, kudos to him, man.
Well, and he's got doesn't he have the most fumbles in the NFL right now?
11.
Yeah. And
they haven't lost all of those, but
now the Colts D is still solid. They're still a really good unit. But the Jags do have some weapons, and they're starting to kind of figure that out. And Trevor Lawrence is starting to figure things out as well. So I like the Jags kind of big in that game.
Jets, Packers.
The Packers should win.
Would you believe they have the same record?
3-2,
They're both
right?
3-2.
Yeah. Look, we said the Jets are still a year or two away from being competitive as far as playoffs go, but we did say they have a lot of interesting young talent.
They
can show up week to week.
They're feisty.
And Zach Wilson has actually shown some glimpses since he came back. A couple glimpses to where they might actually have their quarterback. So that's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah,
the Packers D is not as good as I thought they were going to be.
I think I would take Jets. It's 7.5 points. I think I'd take the Jets at 7.5 there.
That would be hard not to take. I would agree with that. I would have to give some serious thought to that.
I sat on the sidelines last week on betting. I'm coming back this week. Kind of excited about it.
Make it happen, buddy.
I just have that one team every week that screws my parlays.
Every week.
Every week. Just one. Ravens, Giants.
Another unexpected good game, probably.
I don't think the Ravens secondary is very good right now.
Marlon Humphrey is actually, as a whole, the unit's bad, but Marlon Humphrey is
Humphrey's
top
great.
2. Yeah, he's top 2 in PFF grade of corners for pass defenses or something.
I don't
can't
even
remember
know what
exactly
that
it
grade
is.
means because like Surtain had a game he didn't give up a catch at all, and they still graded him like an 80. Like I
don't quite. I'd have to do some more digging, but
know what
Marlon
those
Humphrey's playing
defensive
really
grades
well.
are.
That my point is Marlon Humphrey's playing really well, but the unit is not.
The unit is not. I think the Ravens defense.
You can also run on the Ravens. That's the catch here.
So you
can run on them as well, and with Saquon,
but they can't pass block though, and the Ravens defense can get after you. I gotta go with the Ravens.
I would agree. I'm picking Ravens for sure, but I think it'll be a better game than we would have thought at the beginning of the season. And let's be honest, New York might actually have a quarterback. Daniel Jones is looking decent right now, and you give him a full year in an offseason with Dable, they might be able to use those picks to build around what they've got because they obviously can't have any receivers because nobody can stay healthy and on the field.
The problem is what can you get Daniel Jones to sign?
I think if he's smart, which I believe he is, I think you can give him a 5 years at $20 million a pop or something like that, which is below market value on the whole, and he'd be willing to take that right now to prove his worth. And then you give him some incentive kickers within the deal to allow him to make some more things happen. I think that'd be good for both parties. But we'll see.
I mean, it's going to be in his best interest to re-sign with the Giants versus go out there in the world.
Well, let's be honest. I think it's in the Giants' best interest to sign him to maybe a 3-year deal, if you will.
I mean,
and build talent and the offensive and defensive lines.
If they win 3 more games, they may not get any of the top quarterbacks they want. So
it'll be close, that's for sure.
Vikings, Dolphins.
So here's the deal. Without Tua, the Vikings should win, right? It should be fairly easy, especially because Teddy Bridgewater isn't playing, so the Dolphins are going to be starting their rookie Skylar Thompson.
Yeah.
Is that right? Skylar Thompson? Out of K-State, I believe.
Correct.
So the Minnesota should probably run away with this. But Minnesota is one of those teams over the years, for whatever reason, that they play to their competition, whether that's up or down.
So
and I can easily see Minnesota also losing this game.
This is not – so the one thing about this game, so the Dolphins are playing a third-string quarterback. Their left tackle might not play. Tyreek Hill may be still banged up. They don't.
Xavier Howard is also questionable, isn't he?
Xavier Howard is still questionable as well. Even with Xavier Howard there, I don't know if they can guard Justin Jefferson to begin with. If he's not out there, and Byron Jones isn't out there either, I don't know what Miami can do to stop them. I just think like the line is 3.5, and I mean,
if
by
you're
all
a defensive
accounts,
coordinator, don't you just go into a Minnesota game and say, we're going to bracket and double Jefferson all day, and somebody else is going to beat him?
I will triple Justin Jefferson and say, old ass Adam Thielen, today's your day. If you can make it happen, good for you.
Irv Smith, Asami, whatever is Johnson,
KJ Osborne.
Yes,
everybody else has to beat
Justin Jefferson.
And yet Justin Jefferson will still get 7 for 130.
Mind-blowing how he's allowed to do what he's done. It blows my mind.
When they don't have a lot of other great options.
Right.
Force them to throw to those other guys.
And I love Justin Jefferson, but let's be honest, he's no Randy Moss. So if you double him consistently, he's not going to end up with a big day.
He's not a jump ball guy or anything like that. You
know what I mean? He's a great route runner. He will get a couple catches still, but he's not going to get big yards that hurt you. And yet I keep seeing people zone coverage him, single man, safety high. What are you doing?
They do move Jefferson around, which helps him with getting open early. But
dude, again, if you're an defensive coordinator, how do you sit there and go, no, we're gonna play our game still. This corner doesn't go to that side of the field. Nobody's following him around. We're gonna play zone bracket. No. Hey, there's 18. Hey, guys, Guys, 18's over here. Guys, 18's in the slot. Guys, 18's out. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's,
Right.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I
But
think
Minnesota should win the game.
if Tua was healthy, and everybody if Miami was healthy, I think Miami would win that game.
Dude, if Miami was healthy, they would be Super Bowl contention conversation right now. And they might get back to that once everybody comes back. But yeah, Minnesota should win this game.
The I don't know game. Cardinals Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Cardinals are favored, but it is in Seattle.
Seahawks. There won't be any defense, and I trust Seahawk weapons more. Can't believe I'm saying that, but I trust Seahawk weapons more.
Panthers Rams.
Wait, go back to that real quick. If you're a fantasy guy, if you can get your hands
Play
on
everybody.
Kenneth Walker, you can get your hands on Kenneth Walker right now. If he is still on waivers or something, or if you have him, play him this week because that boy's about to go off, I have a feeling.
I'm playing him. I've been sitting on him for 5 weeks already.
Play him. Play that man this week, I'm telling you.
Panthers Rams. Rams should win the game. It's not going to be pretty.
Though?
They should. They should.
Watch my boy PJ Walker come out and get that dub.
Aaron Donald's going to crush him, bro.
Watch my boy PJ Walker come out and get that dub.
He's going to be
I
bad.
will say DJ Moore might finally be relevant. Play DJ Moore this week because PJ does like to get the ball to DJ. PJ to DJ, he likes to do that where Baker did not for some reason.
All right. All right. Normally, well, we got the top 2 games of the weekend. And then we could talk about the Broncos. Bills Chiefs. Such a good game.
Bills big.
Bills big. I'm with you, man.
Bills big.
When I watched the Chiefs against the Raiders, Juju and like that was their best game. Juju and MVS, that's the best they've played. And they barely beat the Raiders with that output.
Dude, Jacobs ran all over them. Devontae had a field day, and that's without Waller being in the game. Now you're going to go up against Josh Allen, Stefan Diggs, Gabe Davis. McKenzie's coming back. He cleared protocols, I just heard today. Singletary's been running really well. Cook and Moss you can throw in at a given, flip of the hat. Like, dude. And Buffalo still has one of the top 5 defenses in the league.
Still dealing with some injuries that I think Mahomes will move the ball on anybody.
Mahomes will move the ball.
But
20 to 20s, they'll look real good. Can they punch it in enough times to keep up with Josh Allen in that offense? I don't think so.
I do not think so. It's Bills are 2.5-point favorites.
Are we thinking, when you say big, are we thinking like 14 plus?
At least 10. I'm thinking
like 14. I'm feeling like they kind of run away with this a little bit. Now, they might move it to within 10 or less towards the end of the game on a late touchdown or something when Buffalo's kind of, laxed a little bit. But yeah, we're on the same page. Bills big.
Bills big. I like it.
Hit me with this next one because this one I'm actually excited about.
Cowboys Eagles.
So I got Eagles big. And it's only because I think Philly will still be able to score enough because they're just so explosive with so many weapons that I don't think Dallas will be able to hang. So I think it'll be 10 plus by the end of the game.
So Vegas has it at 6.5 Eagles.
Okay.
My take, the Cowboys games I've watched, they've beat teams that can't protect their quarterback.
Yeah.
Because their back end is bad. Even Trayvon Diggs got burnt against the Rams.
I will say he's been playing a lot more consistent this year than he did last year. I think he's a better corner this year than he was last year overall, regardless of interceptions.
At the moment, he's not taking chances.
He's not trying to ball hawk as much.
Which caused him to get burnt last year.
Right.
Eagles to me, like right now, they're on a collision course with the Bills, in my opinion.
I agree.
They're just playing as long
Um,
as their O-line took some injuries last week. As long as their O-line gets back to being healthy, like I feel like they're going to be the top team in the NFC.
yeah. I like Eagles 10 plus in this. And I don't think it's going to be that close. It's going to be one of those games where it's going to be like 10 plus, but it never felt like that close to the game.
We need to get together with SP for this game. That's what we need to do.
We should. Now, I will say, in saying that, I think Dallas actually has a legit shot at getting to the Super Bowl. And I say that because their defense is really good. I do think Dak is better than Cooper Rush. So when he comes back, that offense, if Kellen Moore is smart, they keep running the same offense, but it's more deadly with Dak at quarterback than Cooper Rush. Gallup is still coming back and getting healthy, getting the speed of the game. So he's not quite up to speed yet.
I need to see their defense. Like, again, some of the same things are happening. They're feasting on turnovers. What happens when they don't get turnovers?
Some of that, though, is like, and I agree with you, and you and I have talked about that last year and this year. Like, you can't rely on that.
And for the most part this season, to this point, the only team that I felt was like an offensive team that they beat, which hasn't been an offensive team yet, is the Bengals.
Agreed. But I will say this. The turnovers they're getting this year compared to last year, I don't feel like that's what's turning the tide of the game. I feel like the turnovers they're getting this year because they're just so good. Like, it's not as much luck as it was last year. They're destroying quarterbacks. Look, they're putting people in bad situations.
They have easily the fastest pass rusher in the league in Micah Parsons.
Yep.
They have DeMarcus Lawrence healthy.
Yep.
Who's a game wrecker himself.
Yep.
Then they have Dorrance Armstrong as well, who's playing really well too. They have 3 dudes that can literally rush your guy.
Well, and not just that. Van Der Esch is healthy and playing at an all-pro level right now as an inside linebacker.
I don't know about all-pro, but he's playing really good. He is playing really good.
I would say all-pro at this point, honestly.
I mean,
the way
he's not on Fred Warner's level, and he's not on Wagner's level yet. He's not like there's guys ahead of him that will kick him out of all-pro, but
I think he's playing really better than both those guys right now, to be honest.
He's not playing better than Fred Warner, bro. Out in San Francisco, he's not playing better than Fred Warner. He's not.
I would say he's at least on the same level. Now, a lot of that is because of what he's got in front of him that's helping him. So don't get me wrong. I understand why he's there, but Van Der Esch is playing really good right now. Now, my man wears a neck collar, so he's probably only got 2 more games left in his season. You know, we've talked about that. But as far as it goes right now, he's playing really well.
I don't know how the Cowboys literally went out and were like, let me find a guy who plays just like Sean Lee. Oh, and he gets hurt just like Sean Lee.
God, no kidding, man. Talk about an all-time what if, man. If that dude could have stayed healthy, we're talking about Sean Lee as one of the best linebackers to ever play the game.
I don't know if we're talking that, but he's really good.
I think he's in that top 10 conversation if he had a healthy career.
He might be in there, but he's not.
He was as good as Luke Kuechly, in my opinion.
Oh, no.
I do.
He's right below Luke Kuechly. He's right below Luke Kuechly.
I think they were on the same level. And look, Kuechly would be mentioned in the top 3 all time, I bet you, if he didn't have his concussion issues.
I think Kuechly's mentioned in the top 10 even with him.
I agree.
The way that dude read defenses, him and Navarro Bowman, Patrick Willis, those guys are on different levels.
I agree. I honestly believe
I didn't see that from Sean Lee. I saw really, really good.
There was many a time when I watched a Dallas game when he was healthy and I went, damn, I forgot this guy was this good. Like, that's what I remember saying to myself watching him play. But he played what? Maybe 50% of his games? Like, you know, that takes the taste out of your mouth real quick.
All right.
Do we have to talk about this game?
I mean, it's Monday Night Football. Thankfully for the Broncos, Joey Bosa's out. Rashawn Slater's out. Keenan Allen might not play. The Chargers offense without Keenan Allen has been up and down.
It has been hit or miss.
And I called this because there's the Chargers guy that Andy and I met at the draft. I keep in contact with him. We tweet back and forth. Really cool guy. And I told him like 3 weeks ago, I was like, bro, why are you guys not using Austin Eckler? Because I have Austin Eckler in fantasy. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, he's your best offensive player. How is he not getting the football? As soon as they start giving him the football, they're putting up points.
I think
Amazing.
I think Mike Williams is right up there as far as talent and explosiveness with Austin Eckler. The problem with Mike Williams, though, is if you're not running the ball or dumping it off to your running back, there's no threat and you can double Mike Williams all day. And when you don't have any other receiver, literally, there is nobody else to throw the ball to, it seems like, other than Eckler and Williams. So if you're not going to run or throw it to Eckler, you can throw like 5 dudes on Williams, and then that just shuts down everything. So it's been nice to see them open Eckler up a little bit. What's he got? 3 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks?
Oh, he had 3 2 weeks ago.
So
and
4 touchdowns.
He had like 2. I think he had 2 last week.
So he's got like 5 in the last 2.
Yeah.
And he's got like it's something like he's averaging like 120 yards from scrimmage or something the last 2 weeks. So they're finally giving him the ball, which should open up a lot more for them.
Correct.
Everett has been a nice surprise, I think. I think he's been playing really well. But he's not I don't feel like he's the type of guy that's going to win one-on-one matchups. He's the guy that you have to scheme to get open kind of thing. So if you get Eckler going, which opens up Mike Williams, then that can open up Everett, and that can open up the whole offense, even without Keenan Allen. But you have to be consistent in continuously opening everything up. With the Broncos defense, having Surtain playing as well as he has, having some pass rush. What's been disappointing to me, I think, the most is the safety position. Justin Simmons has not been playing well all season.
Hold on. Justin Simmons only played the first game. He's been on IR for the last 4 weeks, bro.
I know. I was kind of making a joke. Sorry.
Well, you said he hasn't been playing good all season, so
I was kind of making a joke.
He hasn't played. That's not a joke.
That's it's the Broncos. The hype that is not there, that is not to come to fruition. That's kind of the joke. Like, Justin Simmons not playing well. Well, it's because he hasn't been playing, right? Bradley Chubb, hit or miss. I think that was kind of proven to be at this point a wasted draft pick. He's just not consistent enough to be a top pass rusher in the league.
He's just not healthy.
Gregory, unfortunately, has been not healthy. So the Broncos defense has been kind of hit or miss, but it's still a pretty solid unit.
Thankfully, they have Baron Browning. Hopefully, he comes back.
Really well.
He had the second highest pass. He has the second highest pass rush rate, pressure rate in the league right now.
Right. He was playing well before his injury.
Hopefully, his wrist isn't too bad. Josie Jewell was having a good year until he got hurt last week. Like, the injuries are piling up.
And that's, it's kind of been, for all of the players you've just mentioned, that's been the MO since they've been drafted, unfortunately. Other than Justin Simmons, I mean, he's had a healthy career.
Justin Simmons was the Iron Man until this year.
So, but honestly, that was kind of the joke. Like, he hasn't been playing well because he hasn't been playing. It just goes along with the Broncos theme of the hype and where we're at.
At least the Broncos do not have to play Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. That would be bad.
Do you think they have any chance of winning, though? I mean, honestly.
What I've seen from the Chargers, yeah, I do. Not a great chance, but I won't be shocked if they win. The Chargers play bad.
What percentage would you give the Broncos to win?
35%.
It's a little higher than I would go, but okay. We're in the same ballpark.
There's just some things the Chargers do. If they don't get the ball to Mike Williams, what are they going to do?
A Charger is what you're saying?
If they don't really get the ball to Austin Eckler, if we key on him, right? We hit Justin Herbert because Herbert, the O-line has injuries on it. And then the Chargers defense right now is not playing well.
Agreed.
So
it's underwhelmed compared to what I thought it would be.
There are ways to beat that team. Can we beat them? I don't know. But
Avs are on another power play, third power play of the game.
I thought the Browns would have had no chance, and the Browns were up 14-0.
They were.
And then they were up 14-10, and they went for it on their own 39-yard line, 4th and 1, and didn't get it, and gave the Chargers they kind of got themselves into not winning that game. But I just don't think the Chargers are as good as we think they are at this moment.
I'll agree. A
Maybe
lot of
that
that has to do with injuries and things of
maybe
that
that
nature.
changes down the road, but right now they're not. The games I've watched of the Chargers, because I have Eckler in 2 or 3 leagues. I've got one of their backup guys. I'm interested. I like watching Herbert play. I like seeing him spin it. I just see a team that's not as good as we thought they were going to be.
If you're starting a franchise right now, Herbert is in the conversation for a quarterback you'd take.
Sure,
Like that's
absolutely.
how good he is. You know what I mean? Like, but man, between injuries and play calling and things of that nature, there has been definitely some question marks.
And one thing about Herbert, he will make some
3-1.
Herbert doesn't get
That was my
dogged.
horn in case you didn't know.
Herbert doesn't get dogged for his decisions as he probably should, because at the end of the game, you look, he's like, oh, he had 350, he had 4 touchdowns. Oh, he had 3 picks. Like, but he doesn't get dogged for that.
Yeah,
But
not that bad of a game. Let's not get too carried away.
he has a couple of those. He does.
Not 3.
It's probably 2. It's probably 2.
Maybe.
He's more of a gunslinger than you would think.
Yes, but not in the normal sense of gunslinger. More in the sense that it feels like he's trying to do too much to win, rather than like the Brett Favre that I know I'm better than you and I'm going to force it everywhere kind of idea. So I get the gunslinger idea, but he's not quite the gunslinger, if that makes sense.
Are you wearing a Rocky shirt?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, I am. Blake Street Bombers. Old school.
We got to get you some abs gear, I guess.
We do. I don't have any of that. Actually, I was talking to my wife the other day, and she actually agreed with me. It blew my mind. I got to redo my whole sports wardrobe, unfortunately, because I'm down to like one Broncos shirt, and it's not even that great anymore. I'm down to like one decent Nebraska shirt. I don't have any abs gear right now. I don't have any Nuggets gear. Like my sports wardrobe all of a sudden has like fallen off a cliff. So yeah, I definitely need some new stuff.
Well,
this was
Christmas
just a comfy
coming
shirt. It was a little cold this morning, but not too cold. It's that 3/4 sleeve kind of thing. So just pulled it out and grabbed it.
I mean, obviously, this was an easy choice since it was game 1.
Very easy choice. I don't have. This is like the only hat that fits me. So remember when I grew my hair out, like way down to here, and my hair is super crazy thick. So it's not just long; it was really thick. I buy flex fit hats because regular fitteds just don't quite fit me right. So all my hats were flex fit. None of them fit anymore. None of them. This is the only hat I have that still fits my head. So yeah, I'm in a bad way right now, Pinky. I'm in a bad way. About the only legit sports gear I have right now is my vampire winning Larry Bird jersey.
Good
pick by you, by the way.
I bought that same jersey for myself, and the Chinese kid sewed it a little tight. I ended up having to give that to Billy.
Damn.
It fits Billy like a glove, but yeah.
I love mine. That was a good sneaky pick by you, sir.
You talked about him so much. I was like, he'd probably like a Larry Bird jersey.
I do love my Larry Bird. Do love him.
Kids just don't know, man. They just don't know.
No, that's part of the reason I like his fondness for me grows even more as people try to talk about the new age and just completely discredit him. So I hate when stuff like that happens.
I know. Sam and I argue a lot about Jordan. I'm just like, I feel like Jordan would score like 50 points a night if he wanted to in today's NBA. I'm pretty confident Larry Bird would score just as much.
Look, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If I'm picking a small forward for my starting 5 all-time great team, LeBron James isn't it. He's not. If I'm talking Larry Bird in his prime and LeBron James in his prime, I'm taking Larry Bird. I'm taking the legend. Great White Hope.
Can you imagine what he would do with like today's training and diet? And,
oh my God, dude.
Oh man.
It does make you wonder though, because when you have back issues, which is what ended his career.
That was a fluke though. That's from him running into those bleachers.
Yes and no.
It sure didn't help, but
you know what I mean? Like back issues are kind of back issues, and no matter how great technology is, back issues are the one things that there's not really a fix for yet. You know what I mean? So, but you give me 5 years of Larry Bird's prime up against just about anybody, and I'll take it.
I'm with you, my man. I'm with you.
Final thoughts, my dude.
Thank God for hockey. Thank God for basketball. I got to tell Broncos country, I see so much negativity out there. Just relax. Just relax. I just, I don't know if we're going to make the playoffs like everybody wanted, but
oh, we're not.
I've seen a lot of things that are, it's not just Hackett. It's not just Russ. There's a lot of other things going on.
Agreed.
And I think we just need a little bit of positivity, and that might go a long way. Not to the playoffs, but it'll go a long way.
Here's your positivity, my man. Broncos, you keep sucking butt because I'm getting my boy to watch some FIFA World Cup when it comes around. Pinky's coming with me to the games. We're going to go watch some bar games. We're going to go watch some World Cup, and he's going to feel the energy.
I mean, I would have done that regardless, but yeah, cheers. Let's do that. Let's go to you know who plays hockey? Not hockey, soccer? Fuzzies.
Really?
Fuzzies has the soccer games on when it's World Cup time.
Okay.
They had it last time it was on. I got there, we got burritos or tacos, and we did a bunch of their drinks. We were feeling good.
Look, I guarantee you, anywhere we go, there's going to be a hype crowd in that bar/restaurant watching those games when they come on. I guarantee you, my man. From my experiences in the past, it never ceases to amaze me how bars fill out and American pride comes up all of a sudden when that World Cup comes on. So, and we're hungry. We weren't in the last one. So it's been 8 years since we've gotten this opportunity. You know what I mean? So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. That's my final thought. Avs up 3-1. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a wonderful evening. As always, spend that time with your loved ones, family, friends. Cherish it. Enjoy it. We're out. Peace.
Peace.